Hey guys and gals. A few years ago, one of my friends bought a van. And over the last few years where we've used that van for various things, transporting motorbikes, moving rubbish to the dump it site, picking up large items, helping me move house, all that kind of thing, it would have been smarter for me to have a van than the likes of the Mercedes car, the Mercedes estate. Now I appreciate that the Mercedes estate is much more luxurious, but actually, generally speaking, for tootling around town and that, do I need all that luxury? I could have got a van. Today I'm in the Ford Transit Custom PHEV. Second hand, a year old, you can get these for about £30,000 plus VAT, which is not bad money, yeah, to say that they do 40 miles to the gallon. And if you look over the passage of time over the last 20-30 years, if I'd have had a van, I could have done work at the weekends where I could have helped friends or other people shift their stuff, yeah? I could have put the motorcycle or motorcycles in the back of the van and driven all the way to the Alps so that you're not wasting expensive rubber and time and wear and tear on the motorbike to get to the Alps, driving around on motorways abroad, yeah? There's a point here. So the question is, would you be willing to trade your car, which feels quite luxurious, for a nice van? This van is superb. It's superbly comfortable. Would I swap my Mercedes for this Transit Custom? Absolutely yes. Because then I can get
Police reported ahead.
More police reported ahead. That's good. But I could get the motorbike in the back. We could get the dog and Tina in the van. We could get some sleeping kit in the back of the van, tent or whatever you want. All the cooking equipment, not a problem. Go down to the Alps, go down to a campsite, get the bike out, set up the tent, all that good stuff. If the bike breaks down, I can always get it back to the van and bring it back to the UK. Yeah? There should be no problems. There should be no problems. But no, I went stereotypical. I always went for the car. But seeing as Andy, my mate, has had a van, it makes you think a bit differently. He wouldn't turn around and go back to a car. He said that the value that the van brings, especially with backhanded money, cash, jobs, yeah? No tax on those. You know, it's a case where they can not only bring you added benefits in your lifestyle, but they can also bring a bit of extra cash to your wallet. Have you ever thought about it that way? I'm currently driving all the way up to Scotland. Beautiful, not a problem. I think it's doing about 40 miles to the gallon. It's not using the electric hybrid system at the moment. That needs charging up. And I don't know how many miles this will do when it's fully charged and just work off the electric motor. If you know, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. Yes? Don't forget to subscribe. So, have you ever thought, or do you already own a van? And would you go back to a normal car? One of the problems with vans is, especially second-hand vans, is they get abused. Throughout their life, a van is abused. Yeah, no one seems to care about it. You know, you see Amazon vans being treated with no respect. You see other courier vans, builders vans, they're just in a mess. They don't look after them. And that's a problem. So if you're going to buy a van and it's 10 years old, you know it's going to have been abused. Generally speaking, on the 80-20 rule, it will have been abused. But, you know, you could go and buy something like this, go to work in it every day, while everybody's in the BMW Series 3 or 5, yeah? And then when it comes to moving some stuff, your colleagues will say, I see you've got a van, you couldn't help me on Saturday, can you? Yes, I certainly can help you on Saturday. That's £300, please, cash. Or £400, cash. Oh, okay, yeah, sounds reasonable. Yeah, come and help me, I'll see you at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. There you go. What would you say to that? What would you say to that? And then if you get one of those every month or every 2 months, that virtually pays for the van, doesn't
There's
it?
a lane closure ahead.
Another lane closure. Yeah. I would certainly consider getting a van, because me riding down to the Alps with Tina on the bike, it's a long, long way, especially for her, just sat there. But if the bikes and all the kit and that are in the back of the
There's a
van,
possible road closure ahead.
if everything's in the back of the van, I can drive, then she can drive, then I can drive, and she can drive, and we can get to exactly where we want to in a very relatively short time. Yeah? Within 24 hours, we'd be down at the Alps, if not less. If not less. Rather than riding the bike all the way through and stopping off at some cheap hotels to recover from the ride and taking 2 or 3 days to get there. I'm just saying, what do you think? Do you think that sounds a reasonable idea? If we wanted to go camping, not a problem. Get it all in the back of the van, get all the tent out, or even better, stop in the van. Go to sleep in the back of the van.
There's a lane closure ahead.
I know there's a lane closure ahead. I can see it. It's right in front of me. And you should be able to see the cones out of this side of the car. Why do they state the obvious? Yeah? But this is the first time I've driven a brand new Ford Transit Custom, and it's brilliant. Inside of it, technologically wise, it's just the right amount. Not too much. Not too much, but it does exactly what it says on the tin. If I was in the market for a new vehicle or another vehicle, I would seriously consider a van. Maybe not necessarily the Transit Custom that I'm driving at the moment, but certainly a van. Although this Transit Custom seems to be working
There's a lane
absolutely.
closure ahead.
See what I mean? This is artificial intelligence constantly telling me that there is a lane closure ahead. Is artificial intelligence anything but intelligent? I can see the lane is closed. My goodness. This is the world we're living in. We're living in bings and bings and bings. Bing, 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 bing. That's why you need a van and stick your motorbike in the back or your camping equipment and just go away and turn your smartphone off. The smartphone is not necessarily smart. What do you think? You tell me a comment on that. What's your thoughts? Smartphones are not particularly smart. This is brilliant. I should really think about getting one of these. I mean, if I had the catalyst that Tina and I and the dog were going abroad this year and could take the motorbike, I would probably go out and buy something like this rather than another motorbike. And if we did get a motorbike, I wouldn't need as big a motorbike because I wouldn't need to get all the way through Europe to where I want to ride. So I could actually survive with a smaller engined motorbike, which would easily fit in the back of this and not be so heavy. Yeah, I'm just saying. And then, as I said, she can drive, I can drive, and when we get back home, the neighbours are saying, can you help me move this stuff? Yeah, £100, £200. Bearing in mind £200 today is nothing. Yeah? What's your thoughts? You tell me. You tell me. There we are. All the cones have finished now. The lanes are all open. Has artificial intelligence told me that everything's fine on the motorway now? Get going. Get to your destination. No, it doesn't. It should do. It should do. Oops. My goodness. Yeah, this van's great. Absolutely fantastic. You should try one. You tell me if you've got a van. Have you ever considered getting a van? Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are subscribed, I thank you very much. It's much appreciated. I'll speak to you soon. Drive safely if you're driving or riding. See you soon. Bye-bye.